I don't know how to begin this without sounding unbelievable, but I died, and what I saw changed everything. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm just here to tell you what happened to me. Because after what I saw, what I felt, staying silent isn't an option anymore. It started on an ordinary afternoon. I was driving home from work, listening to the same playlist I always did. I remember the sun coming through the windshield. I remember thinking about what to cook for dinner. And then, nothing. Just darkness. At first. But then something strange happened. I could see my car. From above, crumpled, mangled, a twisted mess of metal and glass. I saw people running. I heard sirens in the distance. And I saw myself, lifeless, eyes closed, blood on my shirt. But I wasn't afraid. I felt free, light, unburdened. I realized I wasn't in my body anymore. There was no pain, no confusion, only peace. A kind of peace I never knew existed. And then they came. Angels. I know how that sounds. But there's no other word for them. They weren't human. And yet somehow, they were more familiar to me than anyone I'd ever met. They didn't speak with mouths, but I understood them perfectly. They radiated love, not the kind of love we talk about down here, but the kind that makes you fall to your knees and weep because it's too much to hold. They smiled at me and said, "Welcome home. Home." That word hit something deep inside me, because that's exactly what it felt like. I was home. They took me through what I can only describe as layers of light. The deeper we went, the more I felt my old self, the woman I was on Earth, fading away. Not in a scary way. It was like shedding heavy clothes, like remembering I'd only been playing a role. And now I was waking up from a long, long dream. And then I saw him, Jesus. I didn't grow up in a religious household. I believed in God. But I wasn't sure who Jesus really was. But the moment I saw him, I knew. There was no doubt. He didn't introduce himself. He didn't need to. My soul remembered him. His presence, it's impossible to describe. He was more real than anything I had ever experienced. He was love. Not loving, but love itself. Pure, endless, alive. He looked at me, and every part of me lit up. I fell to my knees. Or I think I did. It's hard to explain how the body works there. But I wept. Deep, cleansing tears. And he smiled. He helped me up. Not with hands, but with energy. With grace, and he spoke. But not with words. With truth. That's the only way I can say it. The truth just entered me. And this is what he told me. You think you understand life. But what you call life is only a fragment of reality. You are spiritual beings having a material experience, not the other way around. He showed me the earth. So much beauty, but also so much suffering. And then he showed me why. People are asleep, he said. They've forgotten where they come from. They chase things that were never meant to fulfill them. They worship the temporary and abandon the eternal. He let me feel the illusions: money, status, fear, comparison. They were like chains wrapped around humanity. And then he showed me love. Not romantic love, but divine love. the kind that connects all living things. You were made from this love, he said, and your purpose is to remember it and reflect it. He showed me my life, every moment, not like a movie, but like a wave. The times I was kind, the times I caused pain, the times I held back love because I was scared. But there was no judgment, only understanding. And then, the most beautiful thing happened. He showed me other souls. Some I knew, some I didn't. He showed me how even my smallest acts of love, a smile, a gentle word, had created ripples. Ripples I never saw, but that changed lives. Nothing is wasted, Jesus said. Not one act of love. It all counts. It all lives on. I asked him, with my heart, "Why are we so afraid of death?" He smiled. "Because you've been taught to see it as the end. But it's not. It's a return, a remembering. The body is temporary, but you are forever. Death is not punishment. It is the doorway home." He showed me how souls choose their lives. Not every detail, but certain lessons. He showed me how Earth is a kind of school, a place of learning, of growing, of remembering. And he told me something I will never forget. Tell them they are loved. Tell them they are never alone. Tell them to stop chasing shadows and to begin living from the soul. Tell them to awaken, and then he asked me to return. I didn't want to. Every part of me wanted to stay, but I understood. My mission wasn't complete. You will forget parts, he said, but your heart will remember, and it will guide you. And just like that, I was back, in my body, in pain, in a hospital bed. But I was changed. I had seen the other side, and I could never unsee it. Since then, my life has not been perfect. I still feel sadness. I still struggle sometimes, but I also see everything differently. I see people not as strangers, but as souls in disguise. I feel love in places I never did before. And most of all, I know that this life is not the end. It's not even the beginning. It's a chapter, a scene, a single breath in eternity. So I share this with you now, not to impress you, not to scare you, but to remind you, you are not your job, you are not your failures, you are not your body, you are a soul, infinite, precious, loved beyond comprehension. And you are never alone. Not even for a second. Jesus is real. He is love. And he is with us. Always. Even when we forget. Especially then. So live. Really live. Love. Forgive. Speak truth. Be kind. And when your time comes, don't be afraid. Because death is just the beginning of your return home. You are loved. You are never alone. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Someone who needs to remember that there is life beyond what we know. Beyond the pain. Beyond the fear. Because the truth is far greater than what the eyes can see.